Hello friends, welcome to the another lecture on prepare for programming aptitude. Dear friends, this motivation for preparing these video lectures is to help you all to prepare for learning programming. It can be a kids programming, it can be a campus placement. So wherever you want to utilize your knowledge and you want to learn programming, so you can come and you can join these video lectures. You can subscribe for updates. So today's topic is decision control structure part 2. So in the part 1 we have discussed about if statement, if else statement, then ladder if else statement, and along with that we have discussed about nested if else statements. So today in this part 2 we will be discussing about the switch case statement. So friends, let us move ahead and let us discuss about the switch case. So first of all, let us understand what is this switch case. So as if else is there, in the same way switch case is another control structure that allows us to make a decision from the number of choices. If you have multiple choices, so in if else cases, if you have limited number of choices, one or two choices, for example, we have seen an example on even odd. So we had only two choices, either the number is even or the number is odd. Or we had another example on finding out the largest among three numbers. So we had, in that case we had six different choices. Okay, a is greater than b and c both. These are the two choices, that is a is greater than b and a is greater than c. So these are the two choices. B is greater than a and b is greater than c. These are the another two choices, and c is greater than a and c is greater than b. This is the third two choices. So there were six choices. Okay, so here this whatever the switch statement is there, if you know the number of choices which are very much large, and there are some special type of programs which can be rewritten or which can be implemented by using switch statement, and it is very easy to implement for such type of problems, wherein the examples which can be implemented over here is, let us say you are interested in printing out the day of the week by entering, if the number is entered, based on that what is the day of the week. If 3 is entered, then Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, and Tuesday is 3. So out of the 7 choices, instead of comparing whether it is 1 or 2 or 3, you can directly write it into the switch case. Okay, now this is called a number of choices. So we are using a type called as switch statement, or more correctly we say that it is a switch case default. So there are three things. So inside the switch there will be either cases or there will be a default. If any case is not applicable, default will be applicable. Okay, so these three keywords go together to make up the control statement. So here how the implementation should happen is, we will start with switch integer expression. So some integer value will be given here. Along with the integer values, we can sometimes take a character values, and so you can implement the program by giving the integer value or character value as a choice here. So this is called as choice. What is your choice? Okay, and that choice is going to be integer expression. Then based on the choice, if your choice is 1, in that case you are going to perform this particular set of instructions. In case your choice is 2, you are going to perform this set of instructions. If the choice is 3, you are going to perform this set of instructions, and so on. If you have not entered any valid choice, for example here there are 3 choices, if you enter by mistakenly 5, it will say that the choice is not correct. So by default, if any one of these is not true, it will go to this one. So this is how the switch statement looks like. Let us try to discuss this one in more prescribed way, in more better way. So let us say you want to enter the day number, and based on that you want to print which is that day. So in that case you may implement it as, so we generally start with main, and then we want to read this choice. So that is choice, and let us say whatever else is needed, we'll consider that later on. Then printf read choice. So we will prompt the user to enter this value. So \n to go to the next slide. Then scanf then read that value, choice value. So and it is integer, so it will be percentage d ampersand ch. Okay, then our switch will start. So switch is a keyword now, and to parameter to this is ch. So whatever is this choice, based on that, so if ch is equal to 1, so for that I will define it as case 1. If it is 1, so in that case Sunday. Case 2 is Monday. Similarly, so on up to case 7 is Saturday. And finally default, case default, I say that it is case default. It is in the small letter. So we are going to print here, Sunday, printf Sunday, printf Monday. So similarly here printf not a property. It is implemented in this way. Another thing, and then this block is to be ended after this, and this another block is to be ended after this. So I'll end it here after this. So now another thing is, the C programming language is a procedural sequential language. So it runs in the sequential manner, one after the another. Now if you are here, so now what we will do is, we'll try to implement this program, and we will see whether whatever we are expecting that is happening or not, and if it is not happening, why it is not going to happen. Okay, so let us go to the programming part, and let us implement the same program, this particular same program, so as to understand the switch case, switch type. Okay, so let me go to that part. So let us try to understand the program for switch statement. So I'll name this program as a switch program. Already this program has been named as main.c by my compiler. So I am using a online compiler, GDB, online GDB. So if you want, you can also use the same. So switch program, and already this main and all the other part is implemented over here. I will remove this printf part, and so in the main first thing is that we have to read, we have to declare the choice. Okay, what is the user's choice? Okay, then now here we have to read the choice. So I'll do that, printf enter choice. So the choice can be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 or any other value. So based on that, if your choice is 1, in that case the output will be Sunday. For other cases it will be Monday, Tuesday, and so on. If it is 8 or greater than 8 or any negative number, in that case it will be what you can say, default, like invalid value entered and all. So I am reading the value of twice now, and then we will apply the switch. So switch is a keyword. Okay, it is a conditional statement. Switch is a conditional statement, and we have to give the parameter to that. So whatever the parameter we have just read, no semicolon is to be given to the ch. Okay, as we are not giving the semicolon to if, in the same way switch also does not accept any semicolon. If you give a semicolon, in that case whatever the statements returns after that will not be implemented accordingly, will not be executed accordingly. So in the switch, inside the switch case, we have 7 different choices. So choice 1, case 1 is case 1, case space 1 colon. This format is very much important. So the format is case space 1 colon printf Sunday. Day 1 is Sunday. Then for case 2, so I'll copy the same to do it faster. So case 2 I will make it as case 2 printf Monday. For case 3 it will be Tuesday. Case 3 it will be Tuesday. Case 3 it is Tuesday. Then case 4 will be Wednesday. So if the choice entered is day number 4, So as we know that day number 4 is Wednesday. Then case 5 will be Thursday. Case 6 will be Friday. Case 6 will be Friday. Case 7 will be Saturday. And there will be another case that will be case default. Now case default is if any other value is printed. Okay, I will say that printf invalid day. And then so this program is ready now. Let us try to run this particular program. So we will run it, and there are some errors. So scanf % error expected before scanf. So for the scanf there is an error, but before that there is one semicolon missing. In the same way we will check out whether any other semicolon is missing or not. Then expected expression before default. Okay, so we will see the format later on. So now again run it. So here there is one error. Let me check what is the error. So the error here is for default we should not give the case. We will remove the case. Okay, and then let us try to run now. So yes, now all the errors have been removed and it is running. So if I enter 8, let us say if I enter 8 which is invalid day, so it will give me invalid day. Okay, let us run it one more times. If I give the choice is equal to 7, so now it is giving two answers. One is it is saying Saturday, along with that it is saying invalid day. So for simplicity what I will do is let us include \n for each statement, so that we will understand what is exactly happening. Okay, for Friday also let us include \n, and for Thursday also I'll copy and paste. One thing in computer is that whatever the things that can be repeated, they can be done only once and they can be directly copied and pasted. Now if I run this program, what you will see is, so if I say 7, so it will execute both Saturday and invalid day. So what is happening is when I entered 8, that is invalid, at that time it executed only the last one. When I entered 7, it is executing the last two. If I enter 6 now, it will be executing last 3. If I enter 2, so starting from 2 all the instructions are executed, and we don't want that this should happen. Okay, so there is one special instruction in C program that after executing the case 1, if you don't want to continue with the other cases, at that time you can use one keyword, and that is break. The keyword is break, and the same break is to be applied for each this one. If you don't want that other instruction should not be executed, if you don't want to execute the other instructions based on the case, if you want to execute that only that instruction, that block of the instruction, you can do this. Even you can write all these things inside a block. So now let us execute it once again. And now if I enter 5, with 5 what we get is, now we get a Thursday. So this is the importance of the break. So always remember that C programming language executes sequentially and instruction by instruction. First it starts with line number 11, main will be executed, then this ch will be initialized, and that will be declared, and printf choice will be happen, then you will read the value, and after that one by one it will read. If there is no break in that case, so let us say if you give case 3, so if there is no break over here, in that case the block 3 will be executed and after that 4 5 6 7, even though the choice is not given, but after that all these instructions will be executed. But by giving a break, we are exiting out of the switch choice block. So we can run it once again and we can give the choice as 1, and what we find is it is Sunday. So this is the important, this is very simple program we have discussed about. So let us discuss some more complicated program, some real-time program. So for that purpose, let us go back to the slides. I will open the slides. So this was the program that we had executed, and let us discuss the program. So program on, let us say, the volume. So my intention is to find out the volume. So I want to implement a program which will calculate the volume of cylinder. If I want to find it out for cylinder, it will calculate the volume of sphere. If I want to do it for sphere, it will calculate it for cone. If I want to do it for cone, then for cube and for hemisphere. I am interested to find out the volume of any of these depending on my choice. So I have 5 options. So here, if the choice is 1, then I want to find out the volume of a cylinder, and in that case I have to read 2 values, radius and height, and I have to calculate the volume in this way, that is pi r square h. If my choice is 2, in that case it will be sphere. Okay, if my choice is 3, in that case it will be cone, and the volume of cone is 1 by 3 into pi r square into h, and so on and so on. So let us implement this program wherein in each case I have to read the different values. So in cylinder I have to read radius and height, in sphere I have to read radius only, in cone it will be radius and height, in cube it will be side, and in hemisphere it will be radius. So let us go and let us implement this one over there. So what I will do is I will take all these values from here, and I will bring all these things into my C program so that user will understand. So we will do it here. So let me include all these things in the comment line, then all these points, and after that end of comment. So whenever you want to do the multiple comments, whenever you want to add multiple comments, at that time all the things you have to include inside the slash star, and at the beginning and at the end star slash. So all these things now are in comments, nothing will be executed over here. Okay, then all these things will remain same, but I will implement all the things once again. Okay, so choice will be there as it is. Along with the choice, I will require radius. So I will take radius is equal to float, then height, and then somewhere it was side, length of the side. So these were the values, they will be required for us at different locations. So float space r, h and s. R is for radius, h is for height, and s is for so side value. So if it is cube, at that time we require to calculate s cube. So we'll read the choice, and print enter the choice, and all the things up to this will be same. Except this extra declaration. Okay, now here we'll enter to the switch. So in order to understand this, I will remove all these things. So if the case is 1, in that case I am interested to find out the volume of a cylinder, and it is calculated as, here it is given, so pi r square h. So I need to read pi, I need to read r, and pi is not to be read, but r and h is to be read. So I will make a block here. Block is because there are multiple instructions are going to be executed over here. Okay, so we can make a block. So over here, without block also it will work, no problem. So we can remove that block also, or block will be better because it will not create any confusion. So first thing is that we have to read what? Radius and height. So enter radius and height. Otherwise I will say enter R and H. Okay, semicolon, and then we'll read scanf. We have to read two float values now, so it will %f and ampersand R comma ampersand h. Okay, so two values are read, and now we have to calculate volume is equal to V. So in order to calculate V, again we have to declare V. So we will declare it here. V is equal to pi. Pi is 22.0 divided by 7.0. You can also use a value 3.142. Okay, so the volume of a sphere is 4 into pi into cylinder. First of all, it is a cylinder. Okay, so enter the choice cylinder. Then here you can also help the user by giving the different choices. So for example, printf, you will tell the user that which are the choices you have to enter, and based on that the area will be calculated. So enter valid choice, enter. So choices are 1 is for cylinder, then backslash n. 2 is for, so backslash will bring the control to the next line. 2 is for sphere, then backslash n, then 3 is for cone, then backslash n. 4 is for cube, then 5 is for hemisphere. Hemisphere, P-H-E-R-E, hemisphere. So that user will understand what choice is to be entered. So for the first, it is a cylinder, and cylinder is pi r square h. So we will calculate. It is V is equal to pi is 22 by 7 multiplied by r multiplied by another r, because r into r is r square, multiplied by h semicolon, and then you can print the value, you can print the output of the volume. So here you will say that volume of the cylinder is equal to %f, is equal to %f, because that value, calculated value, will be in the floating point. So what is that f? That is V. Volume of cylinder is equal to %f, that is V. Now it is calculated, and I will put a break here, because the volume of cylinder is calculated and it is displayed. But now if the choice is, if the choice is 2, in that case we are going to implement it here. Case 2 colon. Then second one is a sphere, and for a sphere it is calculated as 4 pi into r cube divided by 3. So it is 4 by 3 r cube, pi r cube. Okay, so instead of typing all the things, I will take all this from here, and only now I have to read r. H is not required for the sphere, radius of sphere, and only one value is to be read here, that is r. So I will read only one value. I will remove the second one, and it is 4 into pi. So I will write it as 4.0 into pi r cube. Now it is r cube, so pi r into r into r. So another r is required here. Pi into r into r. So you can see here. So the sphere is 4 pi r cube divided by 3. So we can again divide the complete value divided by 3.0. So why 0.0 is because it is a floating point number. Okay, and volume of the now sphere is equal to percentage V. So that will be calculated here. Then similarly for case 3. For case 3, what is the case 3? Case 3 is for, you can see here, case 3 is for cone, and it is 1 by 3 into pi r square h. 1 by 3 into pi r square h. That changes we have to do. So again, control V, case is 3, and here we have to read r and h now. So for that, double percentage f and ampersand r ampersand h, ampersand r and ampersand h, semicolon, and here you can see the formula. So formula must be known. So it is 1 by 3 into pi r square h. So volume is equal to, we will remove all this, pi will be there. So 1.0 divided by 3.0, then pi is there, r square multiplied by h. So instead of r, I will make it as h, and this divided by 3.0 will not be there. Okay, volume of cone. Now here it is sphere. It is third one is cone, I think. Third one is cone. Okay, so here it is cone. Enter r and h for cone. R and h for cone. H of cone. Okay. Then volume of cone. Volume of cone is equal to percentage of V. Then the fourth one is the cube. Cube is only one side is to be read. So I will take this one wherein I was reading only one side. Okay. So small changes will be in case 4. What will be doing? And enter side of cube. Side of cube. Enter side of cube. Only one value is to be read. So that is r. Will read it as r, or you can read it as s also. No problem. We have already declared s. Then it is s into s into s. So v is equal to s into s. Okay, this is case number 4, and volume of cube is this one. And last one is case 5. So case 5 is what? It is a hemisphere, and it is 2 by 3 pi r. So again, one value is to be read. I will take the choice number 2. I will copy it as it is. You have to type it. So since while explaining it will take time, for that purpose I am directly, so hemisphere, enter value of r. So the formula is 2 by 3 pi r. Okay, so we'll read it, and volume is equal to 2.0 divided by 3.0 multiplied by 22.0 by 7.0, that is pi. 22.0 divided by 7.0 is pi, and multiplied by r. Okay, and semicolon after this. Always give a semicolon after the each instruction. So we have missed a semicolon here, then here. Okay, so finally default. DFA, finally default, and here we'll print that printf invalid case. Invalid choice. We have prepared our program wherein first choice is for cylinder, R and H of cylinder. Second one is for sphere. Third one is for case 3. Case 3 is for cone. Fourth one is for cube. Fifth one is for hemisphere. Okay, and everywhere we have given proper break so that only that path will be executed. So let us try to execute this particular program. So there are some errors. Let us try to find out the errors. So there are semicolons missing. So there is a semicolon missing at line number 22, 29, 35. So let us go to line number 22. So before this line there is a semicolon missing. So we'll do it here. Then line number 29 and 35. So here it will give the line number also. if you read it properly, it will give the right number also. You can directly go to 29 and above 29 there is a semicolon missing. Then 35 there is a semicolon missing. Okay, similarly after 35 there is 48 and 50. So 48, so at 48 there is a semicolon here. 50, so at line number 50, duplicate case value. Yes, duplicate case value means 2 is defined here also and here also, so it should be 5. Case value should be 5. Okay, then line number 32, error previously used here. So yes, now 32, yes, now it is resolved. Now try to run it and it is executing. Now see here, it is giving the user, you can see the command, this one now. Okay, I will show the execution part now. So choice is hemisphere, enter the choice. So the choice is, let us say 4. Choice is 4 means cube, so it will ask now enter the side of cube. So if the side of cube entered is 4, let us say I enter 4, so it will be 4 into 4 into 4, that will be 64. If we will execute the program once again, and if now it is a cylinder, if I give the choice as a cylinder, in that case, so I need to enter radius and height. So if we enter radius is equal to 5 and height is equal to 8, so it will be pi r square h. It will be pi r square h. So 22 by 7 into r, that is 5 into 5, 25 into 8. So that will be around 200 into 3.142, so that will be around 628. So in this way this particular program works. And there is some issue here. After hemisphere there is no space, so we will go to the main program. And over here we will give one \n, so that next time, so that next instruction, choice instruction, will come on the next line. You can see here, this came on the next line. So this is how we can implement the program for switch case. So wherever you have fixed number of, let us say, choices, wherever you are having multiple number of choices, there we can go with this type of structure. So let us again go back to the slide discussion. So we have seen that we have seen the definition of decision switch statement. We have seen one simple program of Sunday to Saturday. This can be also done for taking a number and printing the month of the year. So if it is 1, then January, 2, then February, then 8, then August, then 12, in that case December. Anything else which is not between 1 to 12, default, please enter right choice. Okay, this is the flow chart. How does it works? How does the particular switch case type works? So it starts with this condition. Then case 1, if case is 1, yes, statement 1. If case is 2, statement 2. If case is 3, statement 3. If case is 4, statement 4. Any one of this, and then after executing any one of this, it will go to the last statement. Okay, so in this case, in this way it works. Another thing is that if you want to implement the same program which we have discussed, volume program, by using if-else statement, in that case it will be somewhat complicated, but still let us try to discuss about the same program by using if-else. Okay, so instead of using switch choice, I will be using now if-else statement. Okay, so first I need to copy this program to some other location. So let me copy it. I will be making the changes into the same program, and I am now putting all this switch content into the, I will now put this switch into the comment lines. I need to complete the execution of this. Now it is done. So I will put all this switch into the comment lines, because whatever the instruction that we have typed here, we will require it once again to be typed. So I don't want to type it once again, because again it will utilize more time and the video will become more lengthier. So I will show you now how this will work with if else statement. So if now here you have read the choice, if choice is equal to 1, so I'll directly compare here. If choice is equal to 1, okay, then what we are going to do is we are going to execute a block wherein we are going to read R and H of the cylinder, then we are going to calculate pi r square h, and we are going to print the value of this one. So I will directly write all these things. Okay, so here I'll put all these things into the block. Now break will not be required here because when it is if statement, only this part will be executed, and after this if else, I am going to use the ladder if statement. Okay, so else if again choice is equal to 2, if choice is not 1, but if now the choice is equal to 2. Now if the choice is equal to 2, in that case again I will be doing it inside a block. And I will be calculating the volume of the sphere. So I'll take the same code and I'll patch it here. We'll take the same code and we'll patch it here at the second choice. Similarly, if the choice is also not 2, in that case it will be else. That is, first is not the case, second is also not the case. So the else, the case can be third also. So in that case, else if ch is equal to 3. So now double equal to it should be. So many times we make a mistake. Ch is equal to 3. In that case it is a, so for the third case it is a cone. So for cone I'll copy the same code. Now I'll not retype it because the video will become lengthier in that case. That's the reason. In the case of 3 it will be a cone. Otherwise if it is not a case 3 also, so it may be a choice 4. So else if ch is equal to 4, that is choice is equal to 4, and if the choice is 4, in that case it is a cube. For a cube it is s cube. Okay, so read the value of cube and calculate s cube and print the value of the volume of the cube. So I'll make a block here and I'll copy the code over here. Okay, same code previously whatever we have discussed. And if the choice is 5, it is hemisphere. For the choice is equal to 5, it is hemisphere. So again, if it is not 1, if it is not 2, if it is not 3, if it is not 4, else it is 5. If ch is equal to 5, if it is 5, in that case, so it is a hemisphere, and I will put the code of the hemisphere into it. Otherwise it will be printf invalid input. Is invalid input \n and semicolon. Okay, now if you will run this, so whatever we have written inside the switch, so it is straight away. Whereas here if else, so these many number of if else is to be written, and then we'll run it. So if we'll enter the choice is equal to, let us say 7, in that case it will be invalid choice. If I execute once again and if I take it as 4, in that case it will be a cube, and it will ask you the side of the cube. Side of the cube is equal to 5. The answer will be 125. Okay, if we'll run it once again, and now if I'll take it as a cylinder, so choice is 1. In case of cylinder I need to enter two values, radius and height. So it will be pi r square into h. So in that case it will be 550. So the same thing can be done by if else also and the switch also, but when you have multiple number of choices for a given variable, so using switch case is better as compared to the if else statement. So friends, that's all about understanding the switch case. So we will end up the current lecture here. In the next lecture we will discuss about the looping statement. So thank you for now from this particular lecture.